Hey guys, thought I'd do y'all a video today on changing transmission in some of these cars. Front wheel drive car is way worse to put a transmission in than the old school rear wheel drive cars. You've actually got to drop the subframe, motor, transmission, everything out of the car and then raise the car up on the lift to get the car up out of the way. And then actually take the transmission, unbolt it from the motor and the subframe, and set it off in the floor. In this particular car, which is a Nissan, you would think if they was built to drop the whole subframe, they just put one wiring harness plug in where it just plugged into the car somewhere where you could unbolt it, drop your wiring harness and everything with it. That's not the case on this car. We searched it over trying to find one major plug, and it just runs through the firewall of the inside of the car. So we've had to pull the top intake plenum off to get the wiring harness and stuff loose on this thing. And man, there is a lot of wires. Here's part of the wires just hanging off over here on this side of the car. There's wires hanging down the front here, and that's just a baby section of the wires that we've had to unhook to get this out of here. But then, like I say, after you do drop the subframe out, then you got to take your front wheel drive axles out, which come from here at the wheel bearing up into the transmission itself. Have to do that on both sides. And then we already did the torque converter and stuff on this one, but then you got to unbolt the motor and transmission from itself, unbolt the transmission from the subframe. Then we'll bring the cherry picker or something over here to hold the motor up to its position. This one's actually got a mount on the motor here, which a lot of cars don't have. They just have one on the front side over here. But then this one don't have one on the front side over here. It actually bolted to the body up there. So we'll still have to bring the cherry picker or something over here to hold the motor up in that position while we take the transmission off. Set it in the floor and then set another transmission up there, get it bolted to the motor, and then ease the cherry picker back down so the transmission was set in its mounts and stuff there. And after we get that done, we end up having to put the axles and stuff back in it. We got the one out that I showed you there. There's one on the other side is still in. We're fixing to take it out now. That your front wheel drive axle comes from the transmission down to the hub assembly right here. And then after we get the other transmission back on it there, like I said, we'll end up lowering the car body itself back down. And these pins right here, which are your body mounts, got one here, one right there. There's another one right there in the front, and another one right here. Those will actually line up with these holes right here. And once we get the body set back down on top of that, put the nuts back on there, and then you got to get the same time what's coming down, get the struts lined back up where they go. As you can see, it's got 3 studs here where they actually fit up inside the car, and these 3 studs here. And that's what costs so much this day and time about doing anything, is there's so much labor involved. It's not like it used to be. When you had an old rear-wheel drive car, you could jack it up, crawl under it, drop the transmission out in 30 minutes to an hour, pop your nothing back in and be going again. But this is a major undertaking just to put a transmission in. As you can see up in the car here, we've had to pull everything. And that's talking about wiring harness. There's another one laying over here that had to be unhooked. There's a whole nother big harness there that's unhooked. It runs around. Then you got to unhook your steering arm from right here, which actually goes to the rack and pinion steering down here. And you got to make sure to get it lined back up where it is splined, or for your steering wheel to be in the right position. But I just thought I'd do you guys that little video today about what you got to go through this day and time to change the transmission on a lot of these newer model vehicles. I'll come back, do you guys another video real soon. Y'all have a great day.